I'm gonna go all that way for 2 benches. And honestly, since we don't really have much room left in here, since I bought this other power rack, the idea is starting to seem more like a dumb idea, right? Now, could I still go do that? Yes. Getting 3 benches would be pretty stupid, but I wanted to have a fixed military bench, and you know, if I did that, this power rack's probably gonna go bye-bye, right? But we can't say that for a fact because I haven't even set up the new power rack. What if this new power rack is, you know, when you put the safety bar in, what if it's actually between distances that work good, right? So that's one benefit of this thing currently as it is. It actually comes out to the perfect distance off my chest, or under my chest, I should say, but you know, over my neck. And so that's a good feeling. So if I did that, you know, hey, I think that thing costs maybe $200. Maybe somebody buys it for $100. Maybe the accessories, you know, maybe I get a little more. Who knows? But I'm tired. All right, so what have I bought so far? So I said I bought the 3-pound plate, or 3-pound dumbbells. Sorry, we'll see those unboxed eventually. We also recently bought 95-pound dumbbells. So now, what am I going to use those for? You know, if you've seen the channel, you know I'll sometimes do bent over rows, right? Did I need 95s for that? No, but I'll make an Olympic dumbbell, and so I'll go heavier than that, but it's kind of a pain in the ass setting those up. So to be honest with you, if I just set up a 105-pounder and left it, that'd be great, right? Because then I'd go 80, 95s, or 80, 82, and I go 80, 82 and a half, 80, 85, then jump to the 95s. Those are rubber coated, so I'm not sure the 2.5-pound magnetic plates are going to work on it. But so for 95, you know, either I have a dumbbell set up at 100 or 105, whatever, and maybe we have a second one set up at a second weight. You know, I have all these 10s. Half the time I'm not even using them, so it would make sense to probably do that. You need about almost 10 on each one. 10 to get to a 108-pound dumbbell. So really, 8 10s, a 5, and a 2-pounder, or 2 1-pounders will get you to 100. Something like that. So it's, I don't know, it could be good. It could be good. All right. But yeah, 95s. I thought about, I was like, well, do I just buy a single? Because, I mean, obviously, if you see me bench press, you can tell I can do 95s incline. I could most likely do a single dumbbell overhead press for a couple reps. I don't know if that's worth having those, but tricep extensions, I think that would be pretty good. Yeah, how about for tricep extensions, rows, incline dumbbell press. I actually don't like heavy dumbbells for flat. Now, you know, can only go so high on the dumbbells for incline because they're not having a spotter, but shouldn't have too much problem. 95s. Standing or sitting tricep overhead press or whatever, and then shrugs. So then I thought, well, should I buy a single 105? Should I buy a single 120? And we really didn't figure that out. All right, folks. So I'm maxing out, but this isn't the max out weight. This is just getting a feel for how heavy we can go today. Yeah, I've got a barbell pad on there. Really for the heavier weight, but I may do a couple reps of this just in case it feels light. If it does feel light, I don't know if it's gonna feel light though. But Alright, so I gotta say that I'm not sure that's going to be that we're going to put up a lot more weight. Obviously, if you did 315 for 3, then I should be able to do some more weight, right? But the only question I have for myself is, do we have it in you, right? So right before I went to Germany, we did a modest 355, I think, on here. I mean, I'm not trying to impress anybody with that. That's not anything to brag about. Anyway, as much as I do. But my age, folks, that's another story. That is the one thing that makes it impressive. So we could just jump 350, 345, see how that goes, and then shoot for 360. You know, I almost feel like 357 would be a better choice, but you never know. You never know, folks. What we got in us today. I'd honestly rather use the gloves with the wrist support, because I'll tell you what, that crap is going to hurt my hand afterwards. Okay, so how's this one doing? It's recording away, everything's still good. Yeah, I have no doubt if this was on the decline, we'd be like, yep, easy weight. I mean, I used to do that I stopped doing flat altogether after I had an injury, and then I felt like this was a good way to hurt your back too. All those people at Arch, out of control. But, you know, I don't know if, if it wasn't a better decision to do this versus decline, but this, using the slingshots and stuff don't feel as good, I think, on the decline. And I have no spotter bar on the decline. I'm sure we could probably make one. It's actually kind of surprising they don't develop one into the bench on a decline, because what a great thing that would be, to be pressing on your chest, and then, like, if you have to quit, just let it roll down your chest, and not onto your neck, but onto 2 bars that protect you, and then somehow get the hell out of there. I didn't feel like, well, I just did 3 reps, but you know, if I had a spotter, you're like, okay, well, what I did 4, you know? I mean, here, 1 rep max, you're either gonna go for it or not, right? And there's really no point in killing myself. If the weight's coming down, I'm like, yeah, it's not going back up, then just let it sit on the chest. It's like a chance to do a negative, right? I think last time I was here, we only mustered 325 for, not really my max, but that's what I stopped at. I was like, you know what? That was good. That was good enough. Now, the thing that sucks with this pad here is it's kind of screwing me up from locating my fingers the way I normally would. So I think I gotta pay attention to this. I think if I just put my pinky on the ring, that's probably a good spot. This bar is not the same as the bar I've been using for the past 9 months, so mentally that's got me a little screwed up. Also seems to be a different diameter. Those were hammer strength bars. This is a cheap cap bar, so where this might have cost me 50, 70 bucks, those bars, you know, maybe they're 100, 200, who knows. Definitely have a different feel to them. All right, folks, so not really a 1 rep max, but we're gonna see if we can get to somewhere higher in weight than we did last time. I would definitely say I could have did a couple of those, if not 3. So that was good. Good power there. But you know, sometimes when you don't do a second one, you second guess yourself later. So, all right, take that off. Yeah, you know, the goofy thing is, when I could do a lot of weight rep wise, I wasn't sitting here concentrating on, hey, let me max out today. I didn't care about that. I had other goals, like, let me try to get to 385 for, not 385, 365 for 8 reps, right? Because that was a goal. I mean, as you're working out, at some point maybe you have a dream of a 1 rep max of 225, you know, you get that. Then maybe it's 250 or 275, but somewhere in there you probably got a goal of maybe getting 225 for 8 reps. If you get that strong, right? You know, some people never can bench over 200, but so if you were to then get to 225 for 8, let's say you're probably shooting for, you know, 300 or maybe 315, right? You want 3 plates on each side. Well, eventually, you know, you get to 315, and really, I think the goal flat bench from there really for most people is more like 365, and then maybe it's 4 plates after that, right? There's no, people really aren't going, oh, I want to get 370, I want to get 385, right? It's becomes putting that additional 4th plate on there. But you know, when you use those bench calculators, they'll tell you, yeah, you should be able to bench this much if you can do one rep, or not 1 rep. If you can do 5 reps of this weight, you should be able to bench this much, right? So if you can do, I don't know, I'm trying to remember, if it's 315 for 8, it's like close to 390, around that area, right? You do a 9th rep, you know, you're at 400, whatever. If you can do 225 for 20 reps, you know, same thing. You should be able to do 400, but reality is most people that do 225 for 20 reps cannot do 400 pounds. Or if they can do 400, it's not a very good 400, because the 20 reps of 225 they did were not very good reps. They weren't full extension, lockout, whatever. Not that locking out's the best thing in the world for you, but so all right. So mentally preparing, right? We're hoping solid lift like the last one. I mean, hell, that was only 25 pounds less, and it was driven up there with a lot of power. So I don't necessarily think this is not something I should be able to do, but only doing 315 for 3 reps makes me also think maybe, you know, we're not going to get this, right? So if we don't get it, what's our plan? Do we have an escape plan for it? You know, I think the goal is hit the chest and drive up, right? And if it doesn't feel good coming down, then you just not even try, probably. So it may go like that. Sometimes, you know, right off the bat, picking the weight off, like, yep, it's heavy. That's the one good thing about the bench daddies, right? That you are using a shitload of weight and you're getting used to lifting stuff off. So, I mean, hell, for how many weeks have I been lifting? I won't say 4 or 5, but we've been working up to 365, 370, 375, 380, 385, 390. I don't think I've recently done any 405, but the heavier I go, the more it's going to screw up this wrist. I'll feel it afterwards. That affects me for the rest of the week. And unfortunately, I haven't seen anybody. I think they just tell you, you know, it's arthritis at my age. So get another cortisone shot in there or something. Maybe it relieves it, maybe it doesn't. Probably not going to do a whole lot for somebody lifting this much weight. All right, time to suit up. So we literally have every support you could have on. But now, if I ever got to the point where I get to a bench press competition again, you know, I did all mine in the past with like minimal equipment, and you know, that's 12 years ago. 12 years ago since my last bench press competition, and we wouldn't even try to do any of that crap anymore. All right. All right, folks, 360 on here. This is taking a chance at trying to do a over 50 PR, as I have not done this much weight in a long time, unless it was with the slingshot, right? You see me do 445 with the slingshot, but with this somewhat raw. Now we are using this thing and a whole lot of other support, but regardless. Oh, shit. Damn it. Could have used that slingshot there, folks. You know what's even more embarrassing is in the old days I could just lift that weight off the bar and put it back up. I gotta take all the weight off. Fuck. So, I don't know. Obviously 335 was fucking easy. I hate to think that we're that much weaker than we were 9 months ago, but maybe we are. But pride, folks. Pride is what hurts the most after that. So, I don't think I gave up on it before I heard anything, I think. So we can probably soldier on with the slingshot time. My goal, I thought, was going to be maybe even a new PR with the slingshot, but I don't know. Okay. So, I think we'll try. Actually, I'll probably just take off 2 plates because I don't need to show off anybody. But yeah, we'll reload this bitch up and put now if you were to watch, I should have paused the thing and then put I should have put 360 on there with the bench daddy. Oh my god. And been like, hey, this guy's doing 80 of these, no problem, but he can't do a single fucking one with with free weights. So I think we're gonna do that, folks. Not at the moment. I'm gonna work my way into it, maybe. Or maybe we'll just go. We'll go to 365 after this, but you saw we didn't have any problem getting the weight off. No problem bringing it down. We had a little bit of problem getting it off our chest, obviously. So I do have to edit that video a little because it was a little too long. One thing the gym I was working out had that I will miss is the hammer strength pec deck that has a 300-pound stack. That thing was pretty awesome. Wow, so we got, I don't know if we got that halfway up, but it wasn't that, can't say it was that far off from me doing it, you know. I just needed to move it a few more inches, and you would think these triceps would have locked it out, because hell, we've been locking out way heavier weight. Now, could we have, we're doing too many reps, you know, to get there. I don't know if that's the problem, but all right, so we're gonna move on to the bench daddy portion of this. I think one of the cameras I'm going to reset. All right, so this this video is going to be using the bench daddy slingshot, and the first camera, you're just recording all the way through this, so it is what it is. Oh, you know, another thing I bought recently, folks, was another 5-pound, another 5-foot bar. I thought I was getting a 6-foot bar. I already had a 5-foot bar. So I was like, when that came in and I compared it to the other bar I have, I was like, oh, way to go. Way to go. So, tempting to send that shit back, but I could probably sell it locally for exactly what I paid for it. I used to have a 6-foot bar, sold it to one of my good friends, if not my best friend, and he is probably hasn't used it much. Maybe he'll sell it back to me, discounted. I should ask him. He's probably not even bench press anymore. Be like, hey, I have my 6-foot bar back. All right, so now recently, today actually, earlier, we maxed out. We're using the bench sling. I did 315 without all this equipment crap, right? But we did 3, should have been able to do 4. I didn't have a spotter. I didn't have the spotter bars. And, you know, it wasn't that easy, right? But this thing on, this is gonna be easy. So, definitely feeling the effects of some fatigue on the right elbow. That was, I don't know how many that was, 7 or 8. So at that weight, not very impressive, I will say. Now, the weight that we tried to get without the slingshot, we're going to try. We're going to try and get this with the slingshot. slingshot. I don't have to take a little break. I feel like. A little breaky. Pause this. All right, so some of you may have saw. Some of you may have saw me do 360 with without a without any equipment, and you know the results, right? Not very impressive. So we're gonna try 360 with the Bench Daddy. Now I am a little jet lagged, in my defense. Maybe I could have gotten 360 on a day I was really super fresh, but I did get one more day of rest since the last time I benched. It actually didn't work out at all yesterday, which ended my streak of 60 straight days, I think, with some kind of workout. All right. All right, folks, using the Bench Daddy. Bench Daddy's version of slingshot. Now I do have videos of me doing 365 for 8, so this isn't like ridiculous amount of weight for me to do, but so you can see how much the Bench Daddy helps compared to not having it. Whew. Actually, not sure I want to go much heavier than that, folks. That felt pretty much like it took the last bit of energy out of me.